Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome back to YouTube Gaming Community number 106. And so I hope everybody's starting off a good week. I know today my son started his first day of school for the new year. And it made me thinking, since, you know, some people have already started school, other people are starting school in the next couple weeks, that we take inventory. Did you beat the games this summer you planned on beating? That is the question for today. When I did a tag response before the summer started on what 5 games I was going to beat this summer, I have honestly not beaten a single one. I've actually played very little of any of those games this summer because I've gotten distracted by playing games like Super Mario Bros. 3, which I loved that game back then and I still love that game today. Zelda 2, I just started playing Final Fantasy on the PSP. What other games were I playing? Obviously Team Fortress 2 on the PC, I've talked about that enough. Shining Soul on the Game Boy Advance, I just started playing that, which is a hack and slash RPG. And so I've been playing Adventure Island 2. I've been playing a bunch of those kind of games, more retro games, and so I didn't finish any. So, and this is the summer is usually the time where you go back and you play your back catalog, because, you know, usually when you get a game, you'll play it a little bit and you'll go, okay, I plan on beating that game down the road, or playing through that whole game down the road. And a lot of times you'll be like, I'm going to play that down the road later sometime, and eventually down the road a lot of times ends up being way down the road, but eventually you do get back to playing that game. So love to hear your comments on that. So I have a lot of comments to read from YouTube Gaming Community number 105, and basically it was about contest drawings. And the first comment I got is from Digital Ninja 21, and it said, contests are good if they are fair, with everyone having the same amount of chance to win. No highlighting, nothing. Everybody on the same size of paper with no difference. This is how I do it. And that's the thing. I don't have a problem with people doing contests. I have a problem when it's not fair. Listen, a lot of people do contests to give back to their subscribers, to give back to people who watch their videos, to appreciate what they do for them, right? That's cool. There's some people who do it to gain subscribers, but the problem with that is that if you're doing a contest to gain subscribers, once that contest is over, some of those people leave. I remember when I was in a chat room once, a live streaming chat room, a guy was in there complaining about the fact that he would do contests all the time, and that when he stopped doing contests, he lost all of his subscribers. Well, that's all. Eventually that's all people come to your channel for, if that's all you do is contests. And that tells you that people don't care about your content, they just care about winning something. So, anyway. Next up, MP4 tongue twister. MP4podcast.com. I won a Nintendo 3DS on my other account. The guy put all the names in a laptop bag and he pulled my name out. Freddie W's contest, you just had to email him. He said he had a lot of problems contacting winners. His second contest he used Facebook. If the person is honest, they should do the contest their way because it's their money, which is true, it is their money. But on that topic, I will go down to the comment from, where was that? I just had it and I lost it. There it is, from J-Boy Pac-Man. Rigging contest, really? I mean, if you want to give your friends something, just give it to them and just skip doing a contest altogether. I'm guessing this person was just hoping to build his or her sub base more by making a move like having a fake contest to it. It's just sad, really, and the way it was described, there really wasn't any effort to make it look legit. Just terrible. So that is the response about people who, if you're just going to give it to your friends, why not just give it to them? Why have a contest? So next up, Snowcon3 said, oh, and on topic, I think the way Nescapades did his a ways back is the right way. He used a randomizer on the computer. It showed that he had put in the data for everyone who entered. He let it count down live, and that was determined the winners. Which, it's really cool the way he did that. But everybody has their own way of doing contests. So, next up are a bunch of questions that are not about the topic. And the first one comes from Arcade Main Machine, who said, appreciate adding my video to the links, but I think you forgot to mention it in the video, LOL. The very last link in YouTube Gaming Community number 104, or actually 105, I got my numbers mixed up now, he actually put his video link at the very bottom. I did not mention the video, the Team Fortress 2 Mega Man level video. And that's the third time I've ever done that in a community video. In the YouTube Game Community number 7 I did it, and then I think about 30 episodes ago was the last time I did it. I just put a link in there and see if anybody noticed. And he noticed. So, next up, Bray8916 asked, just curious, what's in the mug? I've seen a couple videos. Well, the mug changed from video to video, but this one I'm just drinking pop today. But normally, when I do these videos, usually in the coffee cup's coffee, because I film these so late, I need it to keep the energy going, be honest with you. So, the next one is by Soul71000. What makes video count go up on a vid when viewed? Ironically, MP4 Podcast actually answered this later in the comments to my video, and he said, the reason you do not see views right away is because YouTube checks all the IP address to see if they are real. People used to refresh the pages with plugins to boost their views, and YouTube wanted to stop that. So once the server checks all the IP address, they show your vids, your views. And I know when I go to like rewatch my older videos, it actually doesn't count on the view count, which I think is good, by the way. I don't think that, you should be able to cheat the system. And so that is what happens before your view gets counted to a video. So today's channels to check out list is mainly made up of really big channels that are associated to other bigger channels on YouTube. But the first one is not. And the first one is by Captain8Bit A Few Shoutouts. He's decided he wanted to do shouts every once in a while, and he decided to shout out just a couple channels he really likes, which is really cool when any big channel wants to do that. Next up, from Machinima, Seananners. The first video from him is Black Ops Minecraft, and the reason why I point out this video is because he actually explains his relationship with Machinima, because a lot of people have a misconception that he makes money off his videos, because Machinima pays him a base salary, and so any money made off the views of his videos, Machinima makes, because they're paying him a base salary. And so they don't pressure him to make videos. He just makes videos when he feels like it, and that's why he doesn't always make a lot of videos, because he doesn't feel inspired to do that. So that explains why the relationship between him and Machinima. And next up is Seananners Minecraft Zelda Adventures live stream session 1. He shows a really cool Zelda made level in Minecraft with the sword and everything. It's really cool. If you love Zelda, check that out. Next up is Black Lily 8 Match at 112 Museum of Broken Memories with Jonas, Kyratzes, discussing Mastro's earliest games. Some people may remember them from the NES, but they've been around. They still make games every once in a while, so just to check that out. Next up is Wiiviewr, and his is Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Part 1. So if you want to relive the original Legend of Zelda, check that gameplay video out. And next up, if I can turn the page today, is StormDainProductions Storm Adventure with Bulletstorm and Duke Nukem Forever. How his kind of videos are the gameplay with him reviewing it, but comedy and stuff, and like he does a really good job explaining what Bulletstorm actually is related to. Once you actually see what he says, it's really interesting how he relates Bulletstorm with something else. It's really cool. But you should check those out. Next up, PeanutButterGamer, the G-Files Weird Arcade Games. In this show he shows you a bunch of weird Japanese games. Some of the really weird things they do in the games. It's rather interesting. Next up, GoldenJellyBean, how to make a Kirby. She shows you how to make, her usually like doll-like things, and this time it's Kirby. Next up is SlimKirby, Let's Play Advance Wars War Room Pivot Isles Part 1. So if you want to see gameplay of Advance Wars War Room, check that out. Next up is CrossCounterTV, Runnin Sets Episode 9, Clockwork vs. Micross, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Part 1. This channel is rather interesting because this channel deals with basically fighting game news. And in this one, they have a guy who's on the competitive team named Clockwork, who plays against one of the hosts. Who, if you want to see that, it's really cool. And next up is Varid Ayagaru 22, VARIDIYAGORU 22, and why don't you finish the games you buy? Down the Scope episode 30. So Down the Scope is their podcast, and of course the topic would be why don't you finish the games you buy. The podcast is around an hour and 45 minutes long, so you should check that out. So this is a little shorter episode today. We're all done for today. So next episode, we're going to get into a nice fun topic. We're going to get into people taking other people's likeness and using it in their video. So that's our topic for next one, YouTube Game Community, guys. So till that time,